James Lennis, thank you for joining me on my show today. We have this wine. It's a Michael Mondavi family wine called Kaleidoscope Red Wine Blend California 2017 vintage. Stay tuned and I'll tell you more about this wine. So I like the label here. It's so beautiful, and it's almost like a fabric. It's very, very nicely done. And here's a back label for you to look at. I'm going to read you because it's probably hard to read here some of the back copy. I think it's a nicely written bit of copy here. Now this is a red wine blend of Merlot, Zinfandel, and Cabernet Sauvignon, and 13.5% ABV. So we love kaleidoscopes for the way they turn light and color into vivid, unique works of art, bringing together distinct elements into a beautiful design, a rare effect impossible to duplicate. In the same way, the varietal components of this red wine merge to make a wine that expresses exquisite depth and balance, offering great complexity and intriguing flavors of bean cherry and blackberry and notes of chocolate. That's what wine is, right? It's that kaleidoscope where you lock into certain feels and frames and the glass comes into certain coloration. That's really the palate. So everybody deserves their chance to think about, their wines and what they express from their wines or what they get from their wines. And I think that's a really important thing. There's no one right answer. There's many ways of approaching it. And that's what a kaleidoscope is. So a price point on this is $12 price point. So I'm gonna serve two things. There's two things that really come to mind for me, and there's a lot of things you can prepare and enjoy this wine with. So I'm thinking of a vegetarian lasagna, or maybe a beef brisket, barbecue beef brisket, lots of sauce. And I think it's gonna be a nice pairing with this wine here. Now, this is a series I've been wanting to do for a while. There is a lot of value price point conscious shoppers out there, wine enthusiasts, who are really being very careful on how they spend their money. And it's because of this crisis. And even before this crisis, I've had people say, James, that's great, but I can't afford a $65 bottle on a Tuesday night. So yes, I get it, I understand. So I want to reach to the audience member, maybe it's yourself, who's really interested in these price points. So I'll still continue my full program of all wines from all places, all regions, and all styles. So I think this is a fun wine. And again, it's going to pair well with so many foods, including the ones I just mentioned. So I think this is, that definitive point where Zinfandel is such a nice enhanced partner. So if I had to guess, I'm thinking maybe 30-40% Zinfandel, and maybe the next segment would be Cabernet, and then the next one would be Merlot, because if it were maybe Merlot dominant, it might be a little darker. And so that's why I'm thinking that it's maybe that, almost 1/3 of each, but maybe a higher percentage of Zinfandel on this wine here. So this wine is 91 points out of 100 points. Scent characterization is field strawberry, a bit of raspberry notation, as well as freshly ground baking spices and red floral notes. Nicely done. Next, the palate characterization. So to me, I'm very intrigued by the palate as well as the nose. Sometimes they match, sometimes they don't. And this is one where it's a diversity of characteristics. So cherry confit, black cherry confit, white pepper note, a bit of fennel, and allspice note as well. So 91 points out of 100 points. And if you're looking for more value price point wines, I have a hashtag down below you can follow to find more value price point wines that I review. Also a playlist on my homepage, on my YouTube channel page. You're gonna find that list as well. And questions and comments can be listed down below. You'll find this wine at Total Wine & More. So I'll put a link down below so you can find this wine. So there are about 200 plus stores in the United States, but you can also find their wines online in a state that can receive wines from other states. So it's a nicely done wine, good value price point, and I appreciate you watching. Stay connected. More video reviews to come. You'll find me on Facebook. In fact, you can ask your questions there as well. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and WordPress. And my podcasts are on Apple, Stitcher, Spotify. So right up here, you'll also click here to see other videos that I'm doing of other Michael Mondavi family wines. Thank you for watching. Let's stay connected, and I'll see you soon. Santé.